Well, hello. Thanks for popping by. I am going to show you how I make the Comic-Con headband. And you start by putting a wire in the middle of the headband. And you tie it around a couple of times. So it can be a good idea to organize the petals beforehand, to have some kind of plan of the order. And sometimes I go for like wildflower look, completely random. And sometimes I go for some kind of symmetry. And I'm going to do some symmetry this time. So I start with my favorite one in the middle. And then I'm going to put a little blossom one on top. Bit of that color. I'm going to take some, wait a second. And you can change your mind, that's the good thing about this. Even when you wire them on, you can wire them off and start again. Then I'm going to put some cream, my other tiny yellow. What you also can do, which is really nice, is to layer petals. So especially in the middle, I think that's nice. So a bigger one and a smaller one on top. And let's see, maybe a yellow one at the end and finishing with a bit of blossom. Anyway, perfect. So all you do is to thread the petals on like this. You then can put the blossom on top or another petal, and you wind around. And you want to do it rather tight. And continue with a second one. Kind of weird with awkward silence here. I don't know what to say. I can small talk about flowers, but you know something? I'm Swedish. We don't do small talk very well, so I'm just going to be quiet. And oh yeah, I can show you this actually. If you see this one, to me that's too open. It's too kind of flat. So I wired it on as usual, and then I'm going to do another wire on. I just want it to be a little bit less kind of, yeah, more wildflower look. And then I'm going to finish off with the blossom. So then we're going to repeat it on the other side. We have that one, oops, and that one. And wind around. And as you're doing this, you're sort of in the same process, you sort of shape the daisies the way you want. And let's see, then we had a white one. Then we have the little yellow sun one. Same thing here, too open and too flat. I'll wind an extra time. And then we have the little blossom. I'm likely to have given you some extra wire, so if you see afterwards that something is missing in the middle, you could cut a piece of the wire and just go back to add one flower. So now we're going to size it and measure the person or yourself, or guess, you can change it later. And take the paper covered wire and do that. So you're likely to have leftover flowers and leftover wire. If you wanted to, it can look really pretty to put just 3 petals at the back, but not necessary. If you also got the ribbon, I don't think I really have to show the ribbon because it's pretty self-explanatory, but one tip is half it. So you find the middle of it and you start wrapping at the middle of the headband and in between the flowers. Sometimes you want to go over the flowers, whatever you think is pretty. And on the outside. Ta-da! Look what you've done. Look what I've done, and you will do. Take care. Bye.